Hi, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Ascension Stories. I am your host, Candice Davis, and today I have the pleasure of having a conversation with Harry Kroner. And I would like, Harry, you do so much in service for all of us. Can you please tell our audience who you are?
Yes, well, I'm Harry Kroner. I have a master's degree in psychology. I also have done numerous training with hypnotherapy, energy healing, all kinds of different NLP, all different things about in the alternative healing in area as well. And right now, I teach a lot of my work. I certify people in quantum healing methods, and so they can get certified and do the work that I do. And also, I do a lot of online classes and courses in my Infinite Ascension Academy, which is what we are here all doing, going infinitely through the ascension process. So this is, in short, what I do.
That's yeah, in short, the Cliff
Yeah.
Notes version of the amazing things that services that you offer humanity. How did you get started in all of this? Is this something you maybe have known from an early age, or did it fall in your lap?
Well, I think I've gone through a process which a lot of people have gone through, which is as a kid, I was very bright, very open, and I was always really kind of connected to knowing, deeper knowing. And as you said, about the age of 8, it started to kind of close down as society pressured and things were less acceptable. But I was I had a lot of access to a lot of knowing and understanding of deeper and higher level, way more than a little kid should know. Um, but again, I had to kind of shut it down or dim it down, dim my light down a little bit throughout my growth and just have a kind of a normal life. Around age 22, I really opened up and I started really connecting with. For example, I started reading books, the New Age books like Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss, Michael Newton's Journey of Souls and Destiny of Souls, and different really fascinating books like that. And one thing they had in common is all those books that talked about, the consciousness and different aspects of our being, which is I knew that's what I want to be doing, having the key for our consciousness and how to help people open that up. So I've decided to study hypnosis and really be able to do that. And it took for some time, and I had like can say like a normal life I had to bridge. But at some point, I was like, no, regular, you can say regular jobs and things like that that really stifled my being. And at some point, I think it was a critical moment in which I had a small car accident. I was overtired. I was actually jet lagged, and I worked really late, and I crashed into a post on the way home, and I was falling asleep on the wheel. And at that moment, first of all, I was okay, but I realized, wow, I cannot continue life without really doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that was kind of one of those key moments in which, like, okay, that's it. I have to change life, and it wasn't easy. I had to take some time, change jobs, so I can finish my degrees and really explore more, get more education, more. So it was a bit process of another about 4 or 5 years of really getting okay. I need to be going it and pushing in that direction, and it was really felt a little hard because let go of stable income and that kind of stuff and go through that process of like, no, I need to be doing what I'm here to be doing. Even if I didn't have, again, all the tools and abilities that I have these days, but I have the clarity and knowing that I have to be doing this.
Wow.
So,
So you had that moment in time where you were able to follow your guidance. And
yeah.
what was it that kind of kept you motivated to do that? I think a lot of our listeners may have had similar things.
Yeah.
And it like what motivated you to be like, nope, not going back, moving forward?
Well, it is a challenge, and was a lot of sacrifice, and there was many setbacks, especially financial. Like it wasn't as as necessarily stable or smooth and this was a long time ago, 20 years, some years ago. So it was a process for sure. But at some point, it's like I felt like it was inevitable that I have to take that step. I can no longer hold myself back, and I have to do it for myself and for my family so they can be so I can be all that I need to be for them. So it was like that moment of like I have to be doing this, and what kept me going at it, like actually one thing that I really would like to share with people is that one of the things that I teach too is really important for me is connecting with your spirit guides and all the other beings that can provide some guidance, healing, and perspective for you. So I do that daily. I really start about I don't know, 17, 18 years ago, started connecting with my guides on a regular basis. And it didn't you can say, easily. At first, I had a client who was a little more of a psychic medium, and we were doing some sessions just to explore different parts of consciousness. And at some point, I remember I asked, like, can I speak to my guides? Because at that point, I couldn't do it, or I didn't know how to do it, and and uh and they were kind of channeled through him, and I asked him, why can't I channel or connect with you guys directly? And he started laughing. And of course you can. Everybody can. And I was like, oh, okay. So that broke this kind of little kind of veil that was kind of looming over me. Like, no, everybody can do it. So it's why can't I? And it shouldn't be that hard. And I started going through the process and really practicing it and opening that channel and really doing it. And now I do it daily. I really do kind of a form of automatic writing and ask questions or like, what guidance you have for me today? Or what should I focus on today? So and also getting perspective. What relationship? How do I handle this relationship? Or what's the best thing and the highest good of this client? So really connect with them and getting guidance and alignment with who I really am, with my soul, with my purpose, with my higher self. And a lot of times I connected to your earlier point of what kept me going. As the human me gave up, I don't know, 500 times. I gave up many times, like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I'll just get a regular job and just have a boring normal life. And but at least I won't have an issue or just make it easy. But every time they kept encouraging me and giving me that perspective that I'm doing well, and even just it doesn't the at that point I'm talking about back then it was less for more of a problem with financial stuff. It no longer is, but. Um, it's more of like you got to stick with it, and it's not the success of your soul's mission is not measured by your bank account. Um, and it doesn't mean you don't have to have something. You need to have it, and you do get well paid for things, but your success is really changing other people's lives, and that's the key.
I just want to pause and
Yeah,
honor you for saying yes and just honor your journey because it takes work to constantly go back to your guides and it takes work to automatically write, but to have the belief in what you're writing,
hmm,
and to not only that, have the belief, but then follow through with
yes,
what you're writing. And it really is special that you kept showing up for yourself and kept saying yes for yourself. So I just wanted to pause and honor that because really everybody that's here who does those daily spiritual work, even how small you think it is, it's very impactful. Because
very,
yeah, that the idea to have success, like if you don't see success right away, and might be worried about the finances or am I doing the right thing,
yeah.
you tell us go back to your guides and go back to yourself.
That's right. And it is going back to ourselves because everything is us just again, we embody bigger and bigger parts of our consciousness as we connect more and more with who we are. And I actually wrote a book about that was half of it is channeled. I wrote this about 10 years ago. Um,
Hold up,
Freedom from
hold up.
Anxiety.
Freedom from anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay, where can
Um,
people find that book?
I find it on my website, harrycorona.com, and you can find it there, and you can order it or Amazon. You can order an ebook form, um, and and that was again, it's beautiful to know, and again, and they worked with me daily. At that point, we're just sitting down every day in dawn and just sitting down, and like, okay, we're gonna dictate your next chapter, or how it's gonna happen, or what you need to focus on, and at the evening, I just edit it and move the next thing. So it was a really beautiful process. And yes, it is about trust, and half of the work of connecting with your guides is trusting the message that are thing and knowing that having the courage to in trusting it and knowing that it is. But what I like about it is developing that relationship with your guides helps you understand, like, okay, even if it seems outlandish what they're saying, or feels that it's hard to create or do, once you start doing more and more and realize, okay, almost everything they say to me eventually either takes place on my time or on their time, or eventually just takes or knowing that that is actually in my highest good, and trusting that and knowing it just will happen and it will take place, and having that, again, that encouragement is very, very helpful and valuable on your journey, your spiritual journey. um,
Yeah, encouragement on your spiritual journey. And
yes.
that's so needed. So how have you found um not only encouragement from your guides being very tuned in, but have you been able to build community or find community for that encouragement? I know sometimes like I just need a hug or I
Yeah.
need a text message from a friend who's also on a spiritual path and to be reminded, so I believe that our spirit speaks to us through the love of humans. I mean, the love that a human can have for another human is really our greatest elixir for ascension and peace. And have you found it easy, or what are some ways you have built that community of encouragement around you?
Well, when I first started again about 30 years ago, it was almost impossible to find a community. It was very hard, only some meditation groups or anything that you kind of do like that, or other learning thing. But it was very small groups, probably generally just less people who were into it. So that was a little more of a lonely journey at that point. It felt like a very lonely journey in that spiritual closet that you have to kind of hide yourself for most people. But these days, I mean, I think in the past, I mean, since the internet, I mean, there's a lot of negative stuff that happens on the internet, but the internet itself, on the technology, is a very neutral platform that you can do with it whatever you want. Bring light or bring darkness, or bring fear and hate. It's your choice. So if you connect with groups, and I created groups, and for me it was like just create groups because I was doing it. So create meditation groups. I created starseed gatherings, which is something I did with a colleague of mine in town here for about 5, 6 years. We did a starseed gathering every month, and we channeled, and we brought in meditation to connecting with different civilizations across our galaxy and different things like that, and bring deep healing. And so it's just, if you don't find your group, make one,
Yeah.
create that group. And these days it's so much easier. All the online platforms have some kind of community based, spiritual community based. Some of them are, again, more to your liking, less to your like, whatever you resonate with. But I think these days although it still is kind of feels a little lonely, you can't talk to everyone about it. But there is a lot more available to you, and you can connect. So it's just taking that step. And I think that's another important thing that people don't do on the spiritual practice is taking action. And a lot of this, they stick to whatever beautiful experiences they had, and they let them just stay there for once in a while. Oh, I had this beautiful regression I did 2 years ago, and what have you done since? Nothing. So it needs to be more of taking the right action in the direction that is in your highest good. And it's not always easy. It's not always directly got to, oh, you got to connect with this person or that person. Like, no, you just got to put yourself out there and find it. And one of the things I did, like even lately, is create just this 5-day spiritual challenge, going to your next spiritual level. And I've been doing it for a few months now. I just do a free 5-day or 3-day, whatever I feel like at the time, of bringing people together, and it's nice and it's fun because some of them are like, oh, you both are actually pretty close to each other. Why don't you exchange phone numbers and emails and connect? So helping people in even in that simple way of creating the group so people can connect between themselves and bring it forth, because could be a very lonely journey.
Yes, now is definitely the time to bring yourself forth, and I like what you said about taking action. No one's really going to do it for you. Spirit has a lot of patience. And I think when we get to the point where we can move beyond a feeling of fear or a feeling of embarrassment, whatever that may be, there's always beauty and on the other side. sometimes you can't like walking through a dark hallway. Like I know there's a door here somewhere. Once you walk through that, there's so much more that can open for your expansion. That's
Yeah,
a good advice.
absolutely.
So, how can people get a hold of you and find you? Will you talk us a little bit more about how you serve humanity and how people can reach you?
Well, everybody can reach me at harrykroner.com, Kroner, and I'm sure you can post that at the links here. Um, but you can reach me. I do personal sessions, obviously, anything to do with from past life regression to really connecting with your galactic beings, spirit guides, and also like again more conventional. I can say healing trauma, healing anxiety. So I do. I like that I offer a bridge between the two, which could say more conventional work of inner child work and stuff like that, and more deeper galactic work of connecting and really becoming all that you are, or becoming more aware of who you are on higher and higher aspects of your being. So. I do that again on the online academy and courses, which I'm going to be going into a higher gear soon, offering more of them at the Infinite Ascension Academy. But just reach out for me at harrykroner.com, and everything is under that. You can see my courses, see my books. I actually recently just participated in this project, which was really fun too, Awakening Stories.
Oh,
So that's really relevant to your process of stories, or ascension stories, awakening stories. It's a beautiful project that was led by Dr. Alison Brown, and I was privileged to write a chapter in it of my personal story, which I go in a little more detail about the process and how the different points in which I moved to newer levels until I became more the galactic being and recognizing who I am and what I do. Um, and again, I do more teachings and stuff. So find out what I do, where I create those different opportunities to help you on your spiritual journey, to move to your next level. Because no matter where you are on your spiritual journey, whether you're just starting or whether you've been on it for 30 years, there's always a next level. And this is why my academy is named Infinite Ascension Academy, because it's always the next level and next level, next level. Um, because we're constantly growing. If you're not constantly growing, you're stuck.
mhm.
So move yourself forward and really engaging in that process of becoming you.
Constantly moving forward. Say
Yeah,
if you're breathing still on this planet, there's work to do,
that's
right?
right. That's
There's
right.
more work to do.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much,
My
Harry. I
pleasure.
appreciate you and to know that your light is physically in the similar location as my own. Just
Hmm.
I get goosebumps and I look forward to being a part of your community of encouragement. And again, harrykroner.com and infiniteascensionacademy.com. Did I say
There's
that?
also like Facebook groups if you want to join a Rise to Your Next Spiritual Level. You can just connect with me on Facebook and you can join my groups. And I always have post things in there and little videos and keep the community alive in that way.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
And if you would like to share your story on Ascension Stories, please reach out to me. My email address is Candice at risingfromwithin.me. And I would love to have you here on this show because everybody has a wealth of experience to share for all of our collective ascension. So thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.